Hi, I'm Barbie Sommars, and you're watching the CannaTourism Chronicles, brought to you by Wrazel. My guest today is Janet Schriever from Code of Harmony, and we're going to learn all about her beautiful CBD skincare line. But first, a word from our kind supporter.
AeroBloom is a proprietary patent-pending aeroponic system that reliably achieves at least double the crop yield of hydroponic cultivation. AeroBloom also uses 40 to 90% less water than hydroponics or traditional farming practices and produces a higher quality harvest with one additional crop cycle per year. At over 4 pounds of AAA quality trimmed flower per light and one additional harvest per year, AeroBloom is the highest producing, most efficient cultivation system in the cannabis industry. To learn more about AeroBloom, please visit their website at aerobloom.com. And to learn more about their current investment opportunity, please visit the Wrazel investment marketplace at wrazel.com.
Welcome back. I'm here with Janet Schriever, and she's going to tell you all about her background as well as the inspiration behind Code of Harmony. Janet, what is your background? I know it's deep because we know each other personally. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted you to touch upon your really interesting background.
So I've always been a creative person. I come from the world of toys. In fact, doll design. So I've worked on all kinds of products from Barbie to strawberry shortcake and invented some products myself. And this was what sort of was my main career for much of my life. Before that, I was a painter and I lived in Africa and did a lot of different things. But the toy business sort of added a lot of stress to my life. And so therefore my skin conditions started to get worse. I have rosacea, which is kind of a chronic redness, irritation. It's a skin disease that no one really knows the cure for. There is no cure for it. So through that, I came to experimenting with making products and researching ingredients and looking for ways to manage that for myself. And so one thing led to another, and I ended up with a business. You know, I essentially went from, playing with Barbies to weed. So
both fun things.
Yes.
So Code of Harmony is CBD isolate in most of the products, mm-hmm. and I know at least one of your products is also broad spectrum.
Yes, that's correct. I have been making these products for 5-6 years. I have used a number of different types of extracts, including full spectrum, broad spectrum, and the isolate. And I continue to go back to the isolate for a number of different reasons. It started to be just way more dependable. I felt like the full spectrum extracts that I was getting were kind of Frankenstein together from isolate and terpenes and other things added, which didn't make any sense to me. Another reason is because with skincare, we have a lot of very sensitive skinned people. So I like to know exactly what is going in those products and how much is going in those products. It becomes very important when you are dealing with skin. I'm a licensed esthetician. This is something that I see on the daily with my clients. When I think about the full spectrum entourage effect that would come from a normal full spectrum extract, I look at it a little bit differently because when we're dealing with skincare, we are dealing with one of maybe 30 different ingredients plus in one single formula, which means my full spectrum or my entourage effect comes from CBD isolate plus hyaluronic acid plus tremella mushroom extract plus centella asiatica and licorice root and. So I'm not relying on only the CBD isolate to get the job done on the skin. It's very much of all of those ingredients together that make a good product.
Yeah, it's a symphony of botanical goodness.
That's why we're called Code of Harmony, because you are mixing all of those things together that work synchronistically.
Yeah,
So.
and you are the alchemist behind all of this. And I just wanted to point out that a lot of the CBD skincare products out there are really more like white label products, where you get a jar of something from a manufacturer and add in your special ingredient or have them add it and you slap your name on it. Actually, many celebrity brands are like this. And I love Code of Harmony is really built from the ground up. You've done all the research on all of these ingredients yourself. These are all your custom proprietary formulas. And let me tell you, I had a facial. I'm pretty sure I look younger.
You do?
Don't you think? Yes, and I just can't say enough about these products and my spa experience. So I wanted to talk about that. So not only does she have these products that are available online and in some other spas who purchase from you, but Janet has a spa herself in Long Beach, downtown Long Beach, and that's where I had my facial. And it was a really wonderful experience. It was so much more than a facial. So I was wondering if you could explain your process a little bit and some of your services.
Of course. So, like many other entrepreneurs, I started making these products in my kitchen. And over the years, I don't work there anymore, but that was sort of how it started. And the one thing that I love about that I really keep close to my heart is that, you know, these are my own proprietary formulas. I did not go to a factory and say, here, can you make me a CBD product? That's not what I do, never has been. And I really stand by what I do because of that. As far as my spa goes, it's been challenging just lately because of COVID. However, one of the things that I like about being able to have a spa that is 3 doors down from my location where I make the products is that if I have a client who maybe they're allergic to nuts and there's certain ingredients that they can't use, then I can actually go and create something for them
In your laboratory, 3
in my
doors
little
down.
lab. So that's really lovely. The other thing is that I wanted to have a spa where it was more about relaxation, wellness, knowing that you are getting a clinical grade skincare product line that's going to do all of its magic, but at the same time is clean, is natural, is not going to make you feel like, oh my gosh, I just had, you know, some serious things done to me and I don't know what they used on me. So this is really important.
Trust. I trust you, knowing that it's all natural ingredients and also you have such a high level yourself for the quality of product.
Yeah.
So being that this is a tourism show,
Yes.
I wanted to talk about COVID. You mentioned COVID, and I know it's affecting a lot of small business. But as soon as you're able to, I really highly recommend. I mean, I know a trend right now because of COVID is to do more staycations, or with the rise of telecommuting, which so many people now get to telecommute. And they essentially get to work wherever they want to. So a little trend we're starting to see in the tourism industry is people going to cities that they've always wanted to get to know more, renting a longer term Airbnb, maybe a couple of months, and they get to really saturate themselves for a couple of months into a city they've always wanted to check out. They're working online. So Long Beach, I think, is a good candidate for one of these staycations, and then you can visit Janet's spa.
Absolutely. And then you can take home product to do that facial for yourself at home.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of videos online, and I try to explain to people each and every product as they're using it or it's being applied to them. what they can do at home, how they can continue that process on their own.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about white labeling and maybe some of the things we need to watch out for.
So white labeling is a very common practice in the beauty industry. If you're wondering why there's so many different brands, and often you will just see them pop up out of nowhere, what a lot of people do is that they go to a factory and they say, I would like to sell a CBD product line or a CBD moisturizer. It's hot right now. And so all they essentially have to do is put their label on it, and it's a done deal. So therefore, when you're purchasing one of those products, you don't know if you're getting that same product with 10 different labels on it. That to me is sort of cheating. Like, I don't do that. I've made all of these things from scratch. And, that is something that is really important.
And years of formulation went into these final products. You're always experimenting.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, I know that I have, the correct amount of niacinamide and the correct amount of CBD and so on in the products to work, because I've done the research to find out what's necessary and then go from there. So I'm not cheaping out on the ingredients, which is kind of what tends to happen. So
yeah, well, it's the amount of CBD as well that I wanted to point out. I mean, this isn't like 5 or 10 milligrams.
Right.
These are large amounts.
Yeah, it's substantial. There has been some research done on genomic testing with genomic testing, where they have determined really what works and the amount that is needed. So with the CBD isolate, it's about 0.5% in the total formula, which doesn't seem like a lot. But for, say, a serum like this, it's 150 milligrams. So it's quite a bit. And, this is something that now we can look to that research and say, okay, this is what's needed. This is, I'll choose to do it or not.
Yeah. It's much more than a fad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming to that. The beauty industry is now getting serious about it. So it's happening.
Well, I know on the more edibles and drinkables side, you see a lot of low doses. And there's different points of view on what dose is actually effective.
Right.
Or what might just be a placebo effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was really happy to see, I know you do your research, but I was actually amazed when you were giving me the facial to learn just how much CBD is in some of your products. And this one's my favorite product, by the way. Yes, the oil cleanser. It's really a must-have for everyone.
That's our best-selling product. Has been from the beginning. So, we do well with that one.
CBD makes you different, but what else makes you different? Like I was saying, how I love the aesthetic there. It didn't feel traditional clinical. It still felt very clean, but I loved your touches.
Yeah, I think one of the things that is important to me is that everything stays kind of very simple and yet relatable for people as far as the aesthetic of the spa goes. I lived in Africa for a while, so some of that you may have seen is sort of there in the spa, just with the simplicity of the decor and a little bit of, what is it? It's like, I don't know.
Well, I loved your crystal magic you had right above me.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
a bunch of selenoid crystals were just right above me while I was getting this lovely facial.
Yeah.
There was so much more. And those tools you used.
That's true. Okay.
Those cold metal tools.
Right.
That was a first for me. That was amazing.
So one of the things that I've tried to do and maintain is that any machinery, so any electrical implements that I use or manual tools, and I use a lot of those. So the cold tools that you're talking about are gua sha stones, and those are going to help with sculpting the face and lymphatic drainage. But they work extremely well with the products because the products are natural and they're clean, and then you get the added benefit of applying them and using them with things that are native to the skin, that do not require extra chemicals and things that are going to be bad for the environment. So those are things that I've tried to really kind of maintain throughout, that I'm not doing heavy chemical peels, I'm not doing Botox or fillers, or that's at a med spa, but that's just not the vibe that I wanted to create. You're
not creating any hazardous waste.
No, I mean, we
or
use
excess packaging.
Right. We use like an LED light is probably, and I have a thing called the jet peel, and those are, but it really is, it's oxygen and saline water, and that's it.
I want to try that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But, the LED light, those are great treatments on their own without having to use a bunch of chemicals or things that people are not native to the person, basically. I try to keep it, as clean and natural and healthy as possible.
And this is also known as clean beauty or green beauty, which may be new terms for some of our viewers.
Right.
And it's quite a trend now.
It is. Clean beauty has become a little bit like the term natural in that too many people are using it, companies are using it, and it's become a little bit sort of a trend that they can't really back up those words. However, what it really should mean is that there's a lack of silicones and parabens and petrochemicals and all of those things that aren't good for our insides or outsides, or the environment. So I definitely don't use those, and I
really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ojai Energetics has the most advanced water-soluble CBD on the market. Its fast-acting, most viable products are made without synthetics. Most users feel the benefits with proper dosage in under 30 seconds, not 30 minutes like a regular CBD-rich oil. Their products are created using organic ingredients and regenerative farming practices benefiting both people and the planet. Ojai Energetics provides CBD users with a dependable bridge to optimal living, promoting everyday health and well-being. To see their products, visit OhaiEnergetics.com. And to learn more about their current investment opportunity, visit their profile in the Wrazel investment marketplace at Wrazel.com.
So there's 3 treatment rooms and a 4th area for treatment as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can go in with your friends.
Yep, exactly. We can do multiple facials at one time, which is nice. So we're also going to have massage service there, and probably waxing and the basic beauty things that women like to do.
Yeah, I smell a CBD bachelorette party already.
Totally.
Nordstrom's, tell us all about that, or Nordstrom.
So we recently got an order from Nordstrom, which was awesome. So we're going to be doing a pop-in there, which means we're going to go in for 8 weeks. They do a special little area where they, make the product pretty and important and out there for everybody to see. So this is where they do some of their newer items that maybe aren't part of their normal assortment, but they bring in new things that way and see how they do.
So that's coming to you soon.
Yes.
For a limited time. But I think if it does well, why wouldn't they extend it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I know you've gotten a lot of great press. I'm sure that's how they heard about you. I mean, you were one of the very first people doing CBD skincare.
Yeah.
Like back when it was an unknown substance. You were really on the cutting edge, so I think it's only right that you are getting this spotlight right now.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, we've been in Forbes, we've been in New Beauty Magazine was the one that I was really happy about because every year they do this last year it was their 10th annual New Beauty Awards. So this one here, the Salvation Oil, won an award. So that was really cool. It was their first CBD award that they gave. But we were up there with a lot of other brands that are very well known and well funded. So I was happy about that.
Yes, great exposure.
Totally. And the thing that I liked the most was that their editor actually reached out to me, tried the product. A lot of times with PR things, you send them out and you don't really know if anyone even touched it, or if they're just going by, well, we've got this, we'll put it, So that was nice. She used it. She loved it.
So there's a new phrase I heard with regards to tourism in the COVID age, and it's travel on the gravel. And that plays into more of that staycation vibe. So if you want to travel on the gravel, go to downtown Long Beach and visit Janet, or go to your nearest Nordstrom and ask for a Code of Harmony. You won't be disappointed.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you.